The delusion of inclusion is inclusiveness creates divisiveness, right? Like what is left is them, they, there, and others over there. As we identify the sisters and mothers, we can now see the little and big brothers. Oh, dear Father, how dare you take the Lord's name in Satan's vain domain? That's crazy, calling them mentally insane, as we refrain from names to more slavery chains. Yes, you're special and different. Please don't have a meltdown. Snowflakes weather the climate crisis like ISIS on Twitter. It's a place to face the bitter and embrace the space between us and further divides all sides. Call it inclusion, but it's an illusion to a woke delusion that broke up into confusion as the solution was more segregation and nations of separation. Call it your identification. This is a planned proclamation for your declaration in desperation to create more classes and asses on the opposing shores for more boxes to tick. You must pick sides and divide us further and farther apart because of your misgendered parts. I call my gender abstract art. As we haul the cart before the horse, off course, of course, and depart from logical Descartes as we are taught in separate parts that 2 and 2 can 2 equal 1 more than 4 as we open the door to 1984. Let's ensure your identity, whore, and score more for your segregation groups, separating us like troops, all in favor of the fervor in a fever to pull the lever on these damn beavers. Those are liberty and puberty blockers, so more stalkers can host slut walkers and boast sex work is for OnlyFans too, so thank you very much, my new cherry you can touch, but don't bum rush the gate of hate as we walk against the straight down a crooked line, hooked for a fine of jail time if you don't pay no mind to the kind that keeps us apart. From the start they asked us to separate and segregate, call it hate, and you're canceled as of late, but instead of mate with confused and get used by the elites who are amused by the word games of newspeak, calling names for same to fire, some to flame, some to stand for and to gain, but it's all the same shame and blame for their, they, them over there as history repeats again. Those hippies, those races, those people in black faces, these are all the same traces of places for their woven worn laces, embracing identity. You must respect me as I disrespect you by demanding my branding, by their commanding, upskirt handing, pandering to the meandering, lost cause because it feels right to be left and left to be wrong. As the same song plays on, as the Communist Manifesto wages on, pages of the strong burn for what our fathers earned, turned into a queer debate we can't call hate as of late. It's check your queen, mate, as we plate more separation dates. These are the weights we all must bear. Beware, for there is where they cackle, as these verbs and words are shackles. Give the jackals a master's tackle and box us all in for living in sin, for their win, as we bring ourselves to the slaughter. This your new son, now your daughter. My dear, what happened in a year? We used to celebrate together, now we cheer for more queer and hate what's straight. It's a debate made for to bend you apart from your start, from your heart, to call your gender abstract art. Depart from the natural to the material, by the imperial, for the ethereal, to be venereal biomaterial. For cereal, though, this is really, we are being marked by our own parts, separation in all segregated charts. These words heard to be inclusive are divisive. To be courageous is corrosive, as the exclusive are elusive and reclusive, intrusive and abusive in a conclusive. Our being inclusive is actually dividing all sides as tribes take bribes and brides fill the room separate from the grooms. As we assume no identity, we identify ourselves like labels on shelves so they know which fairies are which and which are elves. This is a classing passing as the last thing to bring us further apart. Instead, forget the outer parts. Forget the gowns and crowns and changeable parts. Start at the center and inside. Don't hide behind some kind of mind or line. Don't define by design or designer wear, but dare to bare your heart and truth. You're all human people under the same forever glass roof. Be you halo or horned and hoof, we all bleed the same red. We all live to love before we are dead. We are all spoon-fed. Regardless of breast or chest or unrest and interest, we are at best the same under test to be you and to be blessed. So end the quest of your second guest, my gender, and I'm going to ender you and cancel all culture too. This has nothing to do with the humanity, this insanity for vanity. This is the planned calamity. Can't you see the gravity of this mentality? Forget the abnormalities and see the duality in reality. We all need more hospitality and commonality. We are of the earth, all people, all worth. Let there be no more divide between sides and tribes and vibes. We are of the culture we all create. So lay down arms and hate and open the gate to all groups. Wear no more labels, as they will disable like the powers and towers of Babel. This is not just a story or a fable. We are on the operating table and being stabled like animals for the farm. Let no more Orwell charm or disarm this 1984 sequel, as all animals are equal.